Chapter 5 Diary. Taking care of one's health alone is particularly difficult, as being sick and isolated without good friends to rely on can be daunting. Independence, in its true meaning, is not just about living away from parents. It's about being capable of shouldering responsibilities without the support or blessings of elders. Unfortunately, not all children are fortunate to have that support. For girls who are truly alone and aspire to study and become self dependent, the journey seems incredibly difficult. Society often judges decent girls seeking accommodations with wrong intentions, failing to comprehend their hard work and determination. The misconception that women are physically weaker than men leads to the assumption of female dependence, and sometimes even girls themselves accept this notion, especially when it comes to self-defense and independence. Daring to think and impressing our philosophical ideas about life are much simpler than making them a reality and turning them into possibilities. It's easy to contemplate doing something, but engaging in wrongful deeds such as killing, robbing, or cheating is undoubtedly difficult. Wrong things are inherently hard to do. Being an independent girl and standing on your own feet shouldn't be considered a bad thing. But for many, it seems nearly impossible. Perhaps the truth lies in the fact that doing good deeds and striving for better things are much harder than succumbing to wrong ones. Earning a livelihood and living alone in a room in this big city feels extremely challenging. It's a stark contrast to living with family, where responsibilities are shared and burdens are lightened. Living alone demands constant vigilance. Even a simple thing like choosing a route to avoid a potential harm, trust becomes a rare commodity, and the fear of being taken advantage of looms large. Carelessness around the house is a luxury one cannot afford, prompting the need to double check locks on the door and window every night before sleeping. The consequences of horrifying experiences are usually borne by the female victims. Throughout the life, a girl is faced with various challenges, whether it's within the confines of her home, at school, within laws, in the office, or while raising her children. The inequality and struggle women endure are often disheartening. I remember encountering a pregnant lady on my way back home who was mentally unstable and it left me with countless questions. It is really okay for her to be pregnant in such a condition. What kind of future awaits the unborn child? Who is responsible for this situation? How people act so callously, almost forgetting their humanity and behaving like animals. As I pondered this question, I felt like I was facing a real life question paper and I had no answer to my own questions or inquiries. Being born as a girl shouldn't be a crime, yet girls have to endure various forms of sufferings. One of the most distressing example is the way society reacts to a rape case. Instead of questioning the perpetrator, the blame is often placed on the victim. Questions like, why was she at the street at odd hours? Or who will marry this impure girl now? Such questions are thrown at the victim, but the criminal's actions are rarely scrutinized. They may lose everything and are often left without support, from their families or society, leading some to consider drastic measures like suicide or getting involved in illegal activities. It's the way our society thinks that perpetuates these destructive beliefs, and it needs not to be true. It just takes the majority to accept something for it to be perceived as truth in society. Contrastingly, we seldom hear of any male perpetrator showing remorse or taking responsibility for his actions. The burden of guilt and suffering is overwhelmingly placed on the female victims. If a rapist managed to escape the clutches of a law enforcement, he often continues without facing severe repercussions, while the victim life is left shattered. From the moment I step out of my door in the morning until I return home in the evening, I face countless struggles. Each moment becomes a battle in my quest to be an independent girl, just as you once said, Mom. Despite enduring numerous challenges and grimy situations, girls possess immense strength in their hearts.